Hello there. What is going on, everyone? We've got a couple of things to talk about. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time. I want people to join up. But basically, there's been a lot of shipping delays. You may have seen the Suez Canal situation, and that had a lot of rippling effects. And so I kind of want to talk about that today. Talk a little Armada. We had a Venator 2 ship card get previewed. I thought that was pretty cool. And so I think now all of the ship cards from Armada's Wave 10 have been previewed. We've got a lot of stuff coming for Legion that has been delayed. I don't think anything is currently overdue for X-Wing yet, since nothing that was announced, everything that was already announced has come out, or everything that we already had dates for has come out with the 3 squadron packs. But the other huge ship, the next thing that's coming, had just been kind of spoiled, so we don't have a release date for that yet. And hey, everybody that's joining, what's going on? We're going to talk about some of these. Well, nothing's been talked about just yet. The stream just started, so if you guys are just joining us, oh yes, there are Armada delays. We're going to talk about those because it's weird the way that this information has been kind of put out there, and so we're going to kind of have to stand by as we get more information. Is that a katana behind you, a real one or a toy? This one is real, my friends. This one is real. I've had this one for a long time. I don't really know where to put it right now. I was doing some rearranging and it's kind of just doesn't have a proper place. But yes, that is real. All right, well, I'm just going to put it back here for right now. I probably need to find a better spot. I don't want the kids messing with it. And sometimes they'll come out here to try and grab a game or something like that to play. So I will go ahead and find a better spot for that. But yes, let's see what is new. Oh, I don't know how many of you guys saw the Mandalorian. We got Din Djarin's Mando helmet that just showed up, so we got that up this morning. So if you haven't already, you should check that out. But for everybody who is curious about product and product delays, we want to talk about that because there have been some rumors that have been going around for a while. Ever since this Suez Canal mess started, I don't think I don't think this is like confirmation that the Asmodee product specifically was on that ship. What has happened though is that all the other ships behind that ship in line, and we're talking hundreds, have all been delayed or rerouted down past the tip of Africa. The Suez Canal basically is above Africa, right? That's kind of like they're going through the Mediterranean Sea, and that's basically how a lot of shipping goes through. And then Africa is like done here. So otherwise, before, back in the old days, when dudes were trying to get around places, they had to go all the way down through the south of Africa and then come back up and then get to North America. And that's how a lot of shipping was done, is this way. And then then they're otherwise, but once they built the canal, then they could go this way and kind of go straight through. So you like my graphics? It's this. I mean, it's just me waving my hands. But basically, that caused huge delays, and there's rippling effects, and those have just huge rippling effects all throughout. And that's kind of a big deal because that affects everything, every kind of product that you get. And the weird thing about this is if you only pay attention to Asmodee's Twitter or Atomic Mass Games' like Twitter or Facebook or their social media announcements, all you're going to hear is their, I'm surprised, a lot of times they don't say anything. It's just me waving my hands. Yes, that's exactly it. I was describing the shipping routes and how the canals allow them to go straight versus going around Africa. They have to do this, so it takes extra weeks. Wouldn't the Suez delays only affect Europe? Honestly, we don't know the routes that all of the ships take from which way and the others, and which my understanding right now is that out of all of the Armada Wave 10 product, and that's the first stuff that's immediately impacted. There's still already delays on Marvel Crisis Protocol. Who knows? Legion's had weird delays, but I believe all 4 of the different ships for Armada's Wave 10 were on different boats because they all have different release dates now. Going back from I think the first one is the Pelta, which might still come out at the end of this month. But right now, if you go to Lion Rampant's website, and I'm sure these will be adjusted periodically. I don't have graphics to show you right now, so you can do it on your own if you want. If you want to search for those ship names, like search for the Pelta frigate or the Invisible Hand or the Venator and all of those, they are all getting different release dates. It was supposed to be April 16th. And I mean, honestly, they were all supposed to be out in January, right? Stuff stuck in the canal, even if it wasn't on the yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't have to have been on that ship to be impacted by this delay, because there's now there's this bottleneck effect. So even once they cleared the ship and ships could move through, well, it was stuck off to the side. So now the ships have to move through probably slower because you got another ship in there. So you have to be more careful, and I'm sure like safety protocols are like at an all-time high. So instead of being able to go 10 miles an hour or however many knots that is, they probably have to go half that speed, right? Right now. So, but also all of the ships behind them in line, and there were already a whole lot. Think of what happens like when one car gets into an accident on the interstate, and it blocks all of the lanes. Like when you have like a really bad accident and like maybe a tractor trailer, flips over or something like that. And there's maybe just one vehicle that wrecked, shuts everything down. And let's say they kind of get it pushed to the side and open up a lane. Oh, well, now traffic can move again, but traffic doesn't start moving at warp speed. Traffic starts moving very slowly because hey, that first car that gets through and now they're good to go. But the 1,000 cars behind them, have to kind of wait for their opening. So so you get a huge backlog that just it's going to impact everything. Because even towards the back, then some boats get routed, down past Africa, and so that's an extra couple of weeks to their journey. There's also some that I guess had livestock on them, and that some boats might have to go back. Maybe they don't have enough supplies to make the extra month delay. So there's logistics is just probably a logistical nightmare, and I'm glad I don't work in shipping, but I follow it enough to also know one important detail, and that Asmodee is not at fault here. And I know they're an easy target, right? Asmodee has got like all kinds of delays that have happened for, it wasn't always this bad, but I would say for the past year and a half. This started actually before COVID, of just having production delays. I want to say it started back in like December of 2019, where we started noticing delays. One of the first ones I heard about was the AAT tank for the Separatists did not ship with the rest of its wave. It was seriously delayed. Maybe it goes back as far as Gen Con, because there was some quality control issues. And remember, how many of you guys that play Legion and remember the dewback shipping with like the ultra large base, and they had to like delay those until they could order all new bases for the dewbacks, and those were delayed by months. So then the dewbacks finally showed up. Is there any officially confirmed delays on Armada Wave 10? So it depends what you consider official. I will tell you, yes, it's an official delay. But you might not get those words directly from Asmodee. And I want to talk about why. First off, Atomic Mass Games has said that there are delays, but they haven't gone into specifics. They have said this on Facebook and Twitter. They have said this on their social media channels. And I applaud them for saying something. They are acknowledging, guys, there are delays. We're sorry, but I want you guys to know that it's not their fault, at least this time. This one is not their fault. And the problem is they are under contract. Asmodee is under contract with shipping companies. Part of those contracts, part of the deal they have is they can't discuss this stuff with you guys. And that's actually to their detriment. And I understand why, But, if I'm shipping something for you, I'm probably going to have you sign something that's like, look, keep details of this stuff between us. If something goes wrong or whatever, I don't want you bad-mouthing our arrangement here. And that's precisely what happens, right? A lot of things are out of people's control, and a lot of people want to throw blame when really the blame lies on the situation that happened with this one ship. Right, and there may even be, circumstances beyond that we don't know about. Like maybe it really wasn't that captain's fault. Maybe he was pushed by something, But I've seen the little graphic that shows how they went in there, and ships have gotten bigger and heavier, but the crews, they haven't given them any more crew or updated their technology. So a lot of times these guys are being told to steer these, to do like way too much work. A lot of times the people say the crews are overworked and all these ships and all this stuff. So there's blame somewhere, but it's not the fault of Asmodee right here, but they cannot. Marvel United. Yeah, I've got some of them here. We'll get to Marvel United. All right. So hey, if you guys are joining in, there are delays. Specifics as to what is delayed and when the new release dates haven't been made fully official yet. I imagine they're coming. They're probably trying to work things out. Here's what we do know, and this is why I can consider it semi-official. Atomic Mass Games has posted, they've addressed the delays already. A lot of retailers, a lot of stores have been getting, hey, this stuff is delayed, you're not getting Armada Wave 10. So that makes it official to a lot of stores, but as far as everybody here who doesn't own a store that is trying to get some official word, I want to talk about this, because Lion Rampant is a pretty good source of information. And that's where, if you go to Lion Rampant and you look up everything from the LAT for Legion to like each individual Armada Wave 10 ship, you'll notice now that they'll have different release dates. And so instead of April 16th, like it was supposed to be, and that would have been great, we're not going to have that yet. It's kind of a bummer. All right, but the cool thing is, and there's a plus side to this too, but I'll get to the plus side is, by the time this comes out, I know like more and more people are getting vaccinated now. Vaccines are opening up. Like I live here in Florida, and I think like they're starting to let just everybody get it. I've already got my first shot. I get my second shot Monday. If I'm out for 24 hours, if I'm recovering, there might be a day we go without a video. So we'll have to see. But yeah. All that Armada stuff was on a ship behind the river. I believe you. I'm sure it was. There was hundreds of ships that have been affected by this. Maybe even, I don't know, about thousands, but it's a lot. I don't have a count exactly, but I've seen graphics of how many ships, and it's staggering how many ships use that canal, how many ships have been impacted by this. I think all of global shipping has been impacted by this in some way, shape, or form. So delays were just inevitable when you look at something like this. It's not really their fault. They can't really talk about it. Now I regret pre-ordering all the ships together and not separately. Well, I guess that's the thing that we don't know yet. If they're going to ship them out. I used to do that. I used to pre-order things individually. And that was, like, look, that's one way to guarantee, like, if they break a wave up into individual things that you'll get things one at a time. That happened one time with Legion, where one wave, like, something was delayed. So people who had ordered things individually got their individual things first, but people who ordered the whole wave, had to wait until everything was available. I ordered everything as a whole wave for Armada. But I also don't like all the waste of the shipping. Like, I don't like getting 4 boxes for 4 small expansions when they could have just put them all in one box. Because it seems like it's a waste to me, and I'm trying not to be wasteful. So that was kind of my intention there, but yeah. What is interesting though is, even though all the 10 ships right now, or all of the Wave 10 ships for Armada right now have different release dates, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's locked in and final. That's just the current schedule. It seems like they were all on different ships and they're all due in at different times. They may use this as an excuse to kind of hold, the Pelta and then the Recusant and all this other stuff until the final one, which I think is either May or June right now, and that may still get updated. What are the Armada release dates? Well, we don't know exactly. They all have different release dates right now. I believe we have one still in April. I think that's the Pelta, or no, yeah, the Republic Pelta can still be out in April, but the other ones, two of them have been pushed to different dates in May, and one of them is in June right now. Last time I checked, but those are going to be updated. That's what it looks like right now, but they may very well hold all of these, and when will then be now soon. Whoa, great reference, great Spaceballs reference. Yes, so at some point, those are probably, my guess is that they will hold them all to have them all kind of have the same street day. There's a number of benefits for them to do this as far as Asmodee is concerned. First off, that gets your whole wave coming out at the same time, but also that gets a little bit more. It's like a free delay, because if Wave 10 comes out, then they have more of a buffer. Like, the problem comes out, if Wave 10 would have come out in January, we'd have one of these situations where it might be 2 or 3 years until the next wave. And so if they can delay this whole thing by almost a year, that gives them a whole lot, they buy themselves a whole lot more time until panic mode in the fan base kicks in. So as long as hey, we still have news for Armada, and stuff is coming out next month, like they can always, spin news out of that. And so, enough time goes by, and then it becomes kind of worrisome after no news. And so delays kind of buy them some time for that. So I think that they will probably, I think Wave 10 will be fully delayed till June, once we get the official word. We'll see. They might delay it longer than that, because again, they're supposed to be having another mini extravaganza at Gen Con. Gen Con is usually the biggest news of the year, is released at Gen Con, which is usually in August, but now is being pushed back to September. I'm probably not going to go to Gen Con this year. It's a hybrid event this year, so they're going to have in-person stuff, but it's going to be limited in-person stuff, and it's also going to be a virtual thing, so it's going to be online and in-person. And I don't see the value of paying for airfare and hotel, which is obscene. The hotel prices at Gen Con are outrageous. It's absolutely obscene. And I don't really see the value if I'm going to, I have to sell a kidney to go out to Gen Con. I don't want to go there during a year that there's not going to be anybody there, or be hardly anybody there. Like, I'd want to go and see everybody and meet you guys, and then talk to Asmodee folks, and talk to other game publishers, and maybe CMON, and get interviews and previews and demos of the newest games, and brings you all that coverage. And if there's going to be less than half of the normal stuff there, then maybe this isn't the best year to go, which is a bummer, because I love going to Gen Con. But so I wonder if they will hold all of this stuff, and so this way they can still have something to talk. Because if Wave 10 comes out, what are they going to talk about for Armada when Gen Con gets here? Because they still don't have an Armada dev. So I don't know if they even have anything in the pipe right now. I'm really worried about that. So we'll see. I mean, and I guess that's telling. So if they don't delay it further, if everything comes out in June, then maybe they'll have something. Maybe that's pressure on them to get another wave in the queue and in the pipe, and get some previews going and stuff. Because that would be great. That would be great. But yeah, so we have basically right now, we've got a lot of different release dates for all of these different ships. Other things are going to be affected by this as well. And we've got a super chat from Keith. Thank you, Keith, for this support in the channel, man. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much. Keith asks, do you feel that the big events will be back next year, or will it be 2023 before the main conventions be in 2023? I think 2022. Well, all I can do is give you opinion on something like that. But I think it's a great topic, because last year I would have said, there was a point last year that I thought they were still going to have Gen Con last year, and then we're like, well, for sure we'll have it this next year, and now they are going to have it, but it's going to be weaker. I think there's a pretty good chance that we'll have events as normal, well, semi as normal next year. They could even be fully as normal, but I think a lot of things have fundamentally changed. I think even after mask mandates go away, a lot of people will still wear masks. and that will be interesting at conventions, especially playing board games and stuff, because you know, when you're wearing a mask and you're trying to talk to people, especially teaching a game or like, all right, I'm gonna move here. My guy's gonna collect some coins, and then I want to trade you wheat for wood. You know, trying to say that with a mask over your face. You know, Plus, with all the ambient noise in the convention, it's gonna be harder to hear people and harder to play games and to teach games and to demo games in a convention hall if everybody's wearing masks. And so, I wonder how that whole dynamic will go. Because I work in a place that gets pretty loud and we have to talk to each other and stuff like that. And there's sometimes a decent, not convention numbers, but it's a lot of people. And sometimes it's hard to hear folks. And maybe I'm just getting maybe it's my hearing damage. But yeah, I mean, like I can have some, you know, I have some hope that we'll get back to things next year, because we're already kind of starting to. There are multiple conventions planned for this year. There's the Open series, like there's an Atlantic City Open right now. You know, and so a lot of that stuff is kicking off, and those will kind of be test beds. So I think based on how conventions do for fall of this year and beyond, will inform everybody for next year on what kind of plans they can make. As long as we don't have like another outbreak and stuff, if people keep getting the vaccines, get your vaccines, folks. The vaccine is safe. I've got it, doing great. I'm feeling fantastic. As a matter of fact, I don't have cancer, so I'm not even. Maybe the vaccine saved my life. No, I'm being silly. You know, but yeah, no. Get your vaccines. They're very, very safe, and it's awesome. You're making the world a better place. But yes, so if you guys are just tuning in, Armada Wave 10 it has delays. There are all of the current dates right now are up on Lion Rampant's website, but I think they're going to change. I think they're going to change. And you got your second dose 2 weeks ago. All right, the 5G reception is fantastic. Yeah, no, I get my second dose Monday, so I'm really excited about that. Very, very excited to have it finally done and see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's still a long ways away, but it's nice to be able to see it. You know, because I've got a lot of folks, because they're opening it up here in Florida, and I've got most of the people that I game with and that I would game with. A lot of them have started their vaccines already too, or some are already through it, and we're kind of planning that first Nemesis or Twilight Imperium game. So that much is very fun. All right, so but yeah, you wanted to roll an apple carrot. That is funny. That is funny. So yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, there's going to be delays. I guess that's the bulk of the video. I mean, we can talk about it and everything, but I think that one of the important takeaways here is a lot of people are going to blame Asmodee, and I don't think that that's fair, and I don't think that that's right, at least in this case, because they can't talk about this. They get into these contractual agreements with shipping companies, and part of that contract is like an NDA. They can't really say anything to discredit the shipping company because they're a business partner right now. So it leaves Asmodee looking like the bad guy when their stuff doesn't show up. That's just kind of the way the business world works. It's not their fault. This is stuff beyond their control. So yeah, if you just joined, yes, there are delays. The next Armada wave and presumably everything that was getting ready to come out from Asmodee is all delayed. I think they're going to change the dates though. There's, it's currently broken up. It looks like each ship had its own, pallet or whatever, or shipping container, and they were all on different boats. And so it looks like they're all coming in at different times as a result of this Suez Canal stuff. And I have a feeling, while they all have different dates right now, ranging from late this month all the way till June, all 4 of the ships have all different dates. I have a feeling they will probably hold them as they come in, and then eventually release the whole wave at once. That's kind of what it looks like. Hey, Toasty. But yeah, but we'll have to see. They may let them kind of stagger out or trickle out, one ship at a time. That's going to be a bummer for anybody who pre-ordered the whole wave and then has to wait until June or so to get their wave. But yeah, I'm not I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure how all of that is going to go. It's also really interesting to me to see, things like Legion's big vehicle wave kind of get delayed, because people have already posted pictures of their LAT LE, and things like that. So like some folks already have it, and then everybody else is stuck with even more delays. But that's one of the weird things. That's one thing I do sort of kind of blame Asmodee for, because that they're not globally organized, and that you don't have street dates really anymore. You just have street dates per region or per country. People in Canada will get stuff like weeks or even months before people, in the United States. And we border each other. So why is that? Why does that happen? Why does Australia get stuff a month before everybody else sometimes? Why does Europe get stuff months before other people sometimes? I don't know. It's weird. Why do pre-orders ship after the street date? Like those are things that I do blame them for. I'm like, okay, you're gonna take the deal used to be that when you pre-ordered, you would get, you would get it early, and that was the incentive to pre-order. Because when you buy from your local store, you're supporting your local store, and usually local stores have some kind of discount or rewards program or loyalty program or something like that. Most local stores that I have been to, some just charge full MSRP. Some give you a little discount or have like a punch card or something like that to keep you coming back. And on top of that, you're supporting your store. That's where you're going to play. They offer an environment for you to to play these games in. So you're kind of having this absence of any benefit when you pre-order right now. You're not getting it early. You're not getting a discount. You're not getting a loyalty. Like they need to do something, I think. And you're also not supporting your store. I mean, and so like that works really well if you split up your purchases. Like I will do that a lot of times. I'll pre-order, and then I'll buy like anything that I want multiples of. I buy the multiples at my local store and kind of split up some of the purchases. And then there's some things that I don't pre-order, like usually Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff. I just pick that up when it comes in. I usually don't pre-order that. Because I want to support my local stores, because I go to Sci-Fi City here in Orlando, and I support them, and that's what I do. That's where I play. Well, usually, and I think we got to support these stores that are hurting during COVID, because less people are going in there to play. I think less people are just going out in general. So it's really hurting the brick and mortar stores. So we got to do what we can. Board games are a good thing, so maybe they're getting some extra, people buying stuff so they can bring them home and play with their families. But there's less people kind of hanging out in the stores, getting games in, decide, those impulse buys. You know what? I need to get an extra Snow Trooper. I need to get an extra, CR90. I need to get an extra X-Wing, things like that. And that's a lot of those buys are things that we don't, get. So, yeah, I think that's most of the info. The Armada, if you guys tuned in late, the shipping crisis is, delayed virtually everything, and the dates are all over the place right now. They're not really final, but they are. It is an official delay. Atomic Mass Games posted on their social media. They're like, "Yes, guys, there are delays. We'll let you know more when we know more." The weird thing about that is that there's already not locked in, but there's already new dates on Lion Rampant. Like May or April 26th, and then there's 2 dates in May, and then there's 1 in June for all the 4 ships. But I don't think that those are official yet. I don't think those are finalized. I think those are going to change, because they usually don't split up a whole wave into 4 different street dates for one wave. Like I've never seen them do that before, so I don't think that they'll do that now. I think that they'll hold them all until they have everything, and then. So the street date for Wave 10 is probably going to be in June. That's what I think. Now, the good news for that is that as vaccines, continue to roll out, as it gets safer and safer to begin to resume some of those things that we were due prior to COVID, that means potentially that when Wave 10 comes out, it may be safe for you to go to your local game store and play Wave 10 ships against somebody else. Same thing applies to Legion and then the new heavy vehicles that are coming out for that. so as this new product comes out, like if there's going to be a delay while we're still, while a lot of people are still kind of locked down or still on restriction on going out, this is probably the best time to have like hopefully one last delay. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, because we're not out of the weeds yet. We're getting there though. Lots of people are getting vaccinated. Get your vaccinations if they're available to you. You have nothing to fear. They are making the world safe again, and that's a beautiful thing. That's why we don't all have polio these days. Vaccines are a beautiful thing. So, yeah, that's where we are. That's what's going on. A lot of people were asking me. I've got a lot of like messages and on social media and emails and stuff like, "Hey, what's going on with these delays?" A lot of people asking in Discord. Should I do a giveaway? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we do a giveaway? I usually do giveaways, right, during a live stream. I don't know. What do I got in here? What do I got in my bag of tricks? What do I got in my bag of tricks here? What is this? Oh. Okay. All right, we're gonna go classic for Armada. Let's do a classic Armada giveaway. Because I still have one last time up on Patreon, and so that one I'll be announcing the winner for the last giveaway on Patreon probably today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We're going to do a squadron giveaway, X-Wing and a TIE Fighter. So these will both go to the same person. The cool news is there's another one in Discord you can get. So I'm going to do two of these. One in Discord, I'll post that there. That'll run for about a week. So if you watch this late, you can still hop in Discord. There's going to be a link down in the video description below. Click on that, join Discord, go to the giveaways channel, react with a double crit emoji. Boom. Well, now that'll run for about a week or so. But if you want one of these, give me a hashtag Armada and in the chat, and then I will pick I'll pick a winner. And then you'll just have to email me at mail Crabbok. But yeah, all you got to do is just send me your shipping info, and we'll get you there. So, all right, and we're going to. I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna point to the screen in front of me. It's the most scientific method of all. Yes, and let's go with that Rob Human. You got it. Congratulations. Congratulations. You're going to win these. Just shoot your shipping info over to mailcrabbok@gmail.com, and I'll get that out to you. And to anybody else, if you did not win, these two are also going to go up in Discord in the giveaways channel. So you can still have a chance to win. And all you got to do is react to it with an emoji. I'll do giveaways in there. I'm trying to do giveaways in there a lot more often. So if you guys aren't already in my Discord, join. The link is in the description below. We got a pretty big community in there. And then of course we can talk about delays and stuff in there too. And so anything you miss, that's a great way to ask questions, to interact with people. We're family friendly though, so don't go in there talking about poops and farts and stuff like that. Well, you can probably talk about poops and farts if you want to. There's an off-topic channel for that, but you know what I mean. Let's be nice and cool to everybody. And we got a super chat from Tanako Skyler. What's going on, Tanako? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Tanako says, so I am a bit late on this, but ironically, I pre-ordered my Greyjoy stuff for A Song of Ice and Fire, and I heard that it was delayed. Yeah, I believe that these shipping problems, I mean, the Suez Canal thing was a huge bottleneck. Just about every boat that was shipping something, and even future boats, like the canals backed up. It's a huge bottleneck. It's going to take a long time before everything is back to normal. I think you can expect, it's reasonable to expect a delay on anything that you pre-order that has to come in from overseas or that has to travel by boat at all. And I wonder, if we're not going to see some other things. I think what For example, what if we see a delay on like Sharpies or Post-it notes or office supplies or paper or sneakers, and there's all kinds of things that we may end up seeing delays on over the next like 6 months or so until this gets worked out, and that's just something we have to be careful on. Hopefully there's not a mad run on toilet paper again like there was at the beginning. Could you remember that? Wasn't that nonsensical? Like everybody. I mean, it makes sense to a degree because people aren't pooping at work anymore. How many restaurants had some kind of COVID-19 special where you could get like these steaks, like take home and make your own steaks and get some free toilet paper? Like they were trying to come up. We got so creative, right, at the beginning of COVID-19. Like as a society, there was all kinds of weird things, promotional things that people were trying to come up with. It's been a hell of a year. Isn't it going to feel good to get gaming again? I'm looking forward to getting some Twilight Imperium, but also Nemesis. By the way, fans of Nemesis, is anybody here a fan of the game Nemesis? Because there's I got something Nemesis related coming up. Did you just join? If you just joined, everything's late. Everything's delayed. But we talking predominantly about Armada's Wave 10 because all that was supposed to be out this month, and that's going to be delayed probably until June. It's gonna be a lot of delays, just about everything. So Tanako, definitely check out Nemesis. It's a fantastic game. It's semi-cooperative, right? Like there's universal fail conditions, but there is a lot of you're not really trying to be too friendly with everybody else. Because everybody has their own win condition, and a lot of times that win condition is to kill someone or be the only person that is left alive, or and you never really know if your other people want to kill you, if one person wants to kill you, or nobody wants to kill you, or if everybody wants to kill you. You have no idea, so you have to, nobody trusts anybody, but at the same time you have to work together because the aliens are on there and they're trying to kill you guys all too. So there's certain things you have to do. Oh man, it's incredible. It's incredible. So we got some cool stuff coming as far as organizers and inserts from eRaptor. We'll be looking at eventually a Nemesis insert from them. They have a new one that is printed and it's beautiful. And then we also have an Outer Rim one. I think that one will be up first. So Outer Rim, which is usually behind me somewhere, it is. We're preparing to do the review for so that's coming up either this weekend or early next week. We'll be doing the Outer Rim organizer reviews. We'll be taking a look at that, and so that's pretty cool. Haven't done much with Outer Rim in a long time, so it's nice to get back to Star Wars board games, and hopefully we'll see more Star Wars board game stuff in the future. I would love for them to do some more, like an expansion to Rebellion, or maybe like a 2.0, a second edition of Star Wars Rebellion. I would love that. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wind this down. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will talk to you guys later, and be good to each other, and can't wait to see you guys gaming again. We'll talk to you later, and as always, have a great day.